Hello, it's Monday. We have Andrew work here.
Hey, Vincent, good to see you again.
Yeah, we are very glad to come back to Central.
Yeah, beautiful view of the cenotaph. Lovely.
Yes. Well, but we are not occupying here.
No, definitely not occupying. We're not.
We just stopped by.
That's right.
We just stopped by
That's
and see what happened.
Yeah.
But it's actually a less crowded Central since last week.
Yes.
A lot of the politicians and executives, bankers,
Yep.
were not here.
Members of the Hong Kong Club right behind us. I'm sure they're all out on.
Well, they're
exotic
enjoying
holidays.
sunshine elsewhere.
I certainly hope so.
So that we can enjoy sunshine here.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, but there's one good prediction last week.
Yep.
You said that once the summer breaks begin, there will be a lot of silly stuff.
A lot
and
of
a lot of
stuff.
silly campaign.
Yeah, I said.
And a lot of silly demonstration.
Absolutely.
And we saw one yesterday
Yes.
in Mongkok.
That's right.
Yes. And it's about English foul language. So.
Yes, hey, I'm an expert apparently on foul language, four-letter words. My name, of course, is the worst four-letter word in the English language. Work.
Oh.
So I'm an expert on four-letter words in English. So, we had this strange phenomena of something that happened like weeks ago with this woman, and I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. Alpais Lam, Alpais Lam, Weitze. And, she got into a little bit of a shout down with the police, which happens at every protest. And somehow, alternate cuts of video presented on the internet have gotten people really upset about this. And they were out in the thousands yesterday.
Yeah. And I
Mongkok.
don't really see it as teachers versus police. But it became teachers versus police.
Well, the teachers weren't even there yesterday.
Yeah.
There were police supporters were out yesterday, and parent-teacher associations were out yesterday. And then, we have all these groups in Hong Kong, and maybe the names are more familiar in Chinese, but, every time you turn around, there's now yesterday out was Hong Kong Action. Federation of Hong Kong PTA, I've never heard of them, but I can guess that they've been around. But Priority, they were going to arrest a guy from Priority to Hong Kong? Where do these groups come from, with these names?
But the thing that you have predicted very well is that because the media has no gravitas story, important stories to catch on. So they see this, very interesting, about foul language, it's a Sunday, it's a summer weekend, why don't we do this?
It becomes a big thing. Well, and there were thousands of people there, which made it kind of newsworthy, but the fact that the media took a nothing story, there's this couple of clips of some woman getting upset, and one edit made it look like the police were after her, and the other edit made it look like she was just haranguing them, and everybody were upset about the videos themselves, which was a media generated frenzy. The thing that's really funny about it, though, is people buy into it now.
Yes.
I don't remember 17 years, I don't remember seeing so many crazy people willing to go out and shout and yell and cause it just seems to be competition of the crazies. The reasonable people don't really show up at these things.
Yeah.
The crazies are making the news.
Yeah, you are being very polite. I can think of another word for this competition of the crazies.
Yeah.
It's very similar to mob.
Yeah.
Very similar to mob behavior.
Yeah.
Of course, it's no longer, it's still far away from mob because we didn't see people breaking the glasses and all that.
Not yet, yeah.
But it could very likely turn into a mob behavior. It could be.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's worrying. That's worrying.
Yeah, we just had crazies, kind of one side of an issue crazies out there, and it was easy to be like, okay, those guys are being a little nutty, whatever. But when you get two of them in the same place, in 30-degree heat, and everybody can see the videos now of these people, and it looks like there may be potential for some kind of a serious conflict, and then that would of course lead to a big crackdown.
I agree. I think we should move away from these silly things and move on to real politics. You have any real issues for this week, for today?
Real issues this week. Well, I'm going to go back to one other prediction I made was that the government would try to slip some things under the radar. Okay, now they can't take something big and try to slip it under the radar because that in itself is a story. But I said this last Friday. Sure enough, 6 p.m. on a Friday night, 2 press releases quietly come out of the Hong Kong.
That's your second prediction.
Yeah, that was my second. I was really shocked. It really bam, like clockwork. This one came in.
Yeah.
And the two predictions. The prediction I made was about these.
The two announcements. Yeah.
Yeah, under the radar. One of them was about an answer to the media about landfills and where they had been keeping soil and on the face of it, it looks pretty uncontroversial. It's like, oh, you had a question. Here's an answer. Case closed. But by issuing it, on a 6 o'clock on a Friday night, it's very hard for the media to get to people to talk to them about what could be happening or get more details on the story. So it just, that one turned into a nothing. The second one was a report on what they call a sentinel event. I've been trying to find out why they call it a sentinel event, but an issue where a little bit over a month ago, at the end of May, basically a woman was on life support. She suffers from a chronic neurodegenerative disease. And I guess when they were moving her around doing some cleaning, they took the oxygen off her and she died. Did something go wrong? Well, the report press release got issued at a little bit after 6 o'clock on a Friday night, and of course the media had nothing, had no time to do anything else but pretty much take the results of the report and reprint them in the media. The SCMP managed one tiny little quote from the representative from the medical sector, but it was really like nobody had time to really look into this.
Well, in your own words, do you think these two issues are much more important than the silly foul language incident?
They could have been if the media had time to have a closer look at them. Like really with the medical case, maybe it really was just a case of they did everything according to the protocols. As they said, we will review the protocols, but, the nurses were properly trained, so maybe there is something there, maybe there isn't. The mass media will probably never get to it, and we'll never know. So is it more important than the weekend silliness? The weekend silliness, you got thousands of people in a potential flashpoint. It does become a story, but that story was bred out of nothing. They made something out of nothing there. So is it, we'll never know if it was more important or not.
Yeah. Well, I think the word for today is radar.
Radar.
What kind of political radar do you have?
Yeah.
I mean, you have a radar for sensational, populist.
Yeah.
In other words, mob attracting.
Yeah.
Silly issues, or are you more concerned about policy, health, landfill, lifestyle, town planning issues?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, my radar always set for the second list,
the big
of
issues.
Not the first one. But you can make a choice. I mean, you can choose what kind of media you like. If you are interested in the second list, then welcome to our show.
Very good. I'll say my Monday tip will be watch those late Friday afternoon, early evening press releases from the government.
That's right.
Keep an eye on them. You never know.
That's right.
Yeah.